Hello and welcome to another episode of MQ. My name is Lauren and today I want to talk about coming out of the closet. So coming out is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do, and if you're gay, straight, lesbian, or bi, you'll probably have to do it sooner or later. So I want to make this video to give you a step-by-step walkthrough of the advice that I give people when they want to come out of the closet for the first time. And really, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but these are things that I found helpful when I was coming out. So I know that coming out may seem huge or impossible, and I know it's one of the hardest things you ever do, but from my own experience, it's probably the best decision I ever made. And since I came out of the closet almost 10 years ago, my relationships with my friends and my family and the amount of confidence that I have and just my overall life is a million times better than it ever was before. And although it's scary and it's terrifying and it's something no one wants to do for the first time, the fact that you're watching this video means that you're probably well on your way to telling your first person. The advice that I always give to people when they want to come out for the first time is to start small and work your way up. And what I mean by this is don't start by coming out with, a close family member or someone who you're absolutely terrified of telling. What I always tell people is to start by coming out to a close friend. Now, I can remember the first time that I came out and just saying the words, I am gay, I am lesbian, I am trans, I am bi. Saying those words are hard. So you really want to find someone who you can trust, who you feel comfortable with, and someone who's going to listen to you and respect you when you tell them for the first time. So up until this point, you're probably the only person who knows your sexual identity. After you tell someone for the first time, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. All of a sudden you have someone who you can talk to when you have questions, someone who you can ask for advice, someone who you can go to when you're stressed or you don't know what to do. And just having that person to talk to makes a huge difference when you actually want to start moving up the ladder and telling more people. So it is important to pick the right person, and who you choose for this first step is really going to determine how the rest of your coming out process goes. So you've told your first person, or maybe your first few people, and now your next step is to start to move up to your family. Now family, this is probably the hardest part of coming out of the closet because you live together, you have to see them every day, and you probably care the most about if it goes well or not. So I totally get the anxiety, I totally get the fear of not wanting to do it, but honestly guys, coming out to your family, it's gonna make a whole world of difference. So when you come out to your family, you're gonna wanna take a few things into consideration. The first of those is timing. Whether you're in middle school, you're in high school, you're in college, or you already have a successful career, your situation is going to be a little bit different, and nobody knows you better than you do. So if you feel that by coming out of the closet you're in some way endangering your well-being or your safety, then it's probably a better idea to wait. But if you have a good relationship with your parents, and you have a pretty good idea of how they're going to react, then by all means, go right ahead. So for me, I came out when I was 14, and I come from a pretty liberal part of the country, and my parents are also pretty open, so for me, the risk wasn't too big, but if you come from a different family background, a really conservative political background, a really religious family, then, that's really your judgment and your best call. But always put your safety and your well-being first. And remember, you should never feel rushed to come out of the closet because timing is really everything and you have your whole life ahead of you. So the important thing is to come out at the right time. Things will probably go way better than you expected, but you should still always have a backup plan. So you remember that friend that you came out to earlier? Well, this is when they can help out. You should keep them up to date on when you plan to tell your family. And you should probably also arrange for a place that you can go to for a day or two after you tell your parents and kind of wait things out for a few days. And this really comes in handy. Okay, now that that is all out of the way and you're ready to tell your parents, let's move on to the next step. So the first thing you should try to do is pick a general time and a location. So my advice to you is to find some place that you're comfortable and find some place that's quiet and where you can actually have a one-on-one conversation. So when I came out to my mom first, and I did this when we were outside walking together. We had space, we had privacy, and it was just me and her having a talk together. And after I told her, it was a huge weight off my shoulders. I cannot even begin to tell you how good it felt. So one thing you need to remember is to give it time. So you need to put yourself in the other person's shoes. So for some people, it might take a day. For some people, it might take a month, it might take a year, it might take 5 years. You've just changed their entire future perspective of who you're gonna marry, who you're gonna be with, and the kind of life that you're gonna have when you grow up. But the important thing is you need to give it time and you need to keep an open dialogue. So the last thing I want to leave you guys with is do not give up. I know that coming out can be extremely scary, and I know that you can put it off again and again and again. I probably tried for a year before I finally told my mom, but the important thing here is to remember that just keep trying and eventually you will finally get the words out. Sometimes the people who you're most scared to tell will actually be the people with the best reaction. So to give you an example of this, I waited 4 years to tell my dad after I told my mom, and he probably took it the best out of anyone in my family. So just remember, if you have a close friend or a close family member that truly loves you, they're gonna stick by you no matter what. Coming out really never ends, and it's something that you're gonna have to do for the rest of your life, but I can tell you one thing, it does get easier. Every time you come out of the closet, you'll be a little bit less nervous and a little bit more confident in yourself until like one day, it won't even feel like you're coming out of the closet anymore. And being gay is just you. And after you finally come out and you go through all the difficult parts of it, really coming out can be one of the best decisions that you'll ever make. So guys, I want to hear more of your own coming out stories, or if you have any more advice you want to add, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel down below. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, you can check us out at www.maleq.org. I'll see you soon!